Welcome, everybody, to another edition of CPG Insiders. I'm your host, Mark Young, the co-host, Justin Gerard.
Hello.
Justin, we're going to talk about the future of brick and mortar.
Well, this is going to be exciting.
And this is important because when you think about the CPG world, you've got Amazon, you've got Shopify, you've got, eBay and all these other places. Amazon has almost half of the business.
Yep.
But regardless, what's going on in brick and mortar and what's the future going to look like for brick and mortar?
There's a lot going on right now, and it's probably the chaos is not going to slow down.
It's not. But the first thing I want people to understand is stop freaking out and panicking. So we hear all these people talking about, oh, Amazon's going to control the world and brick and mortar is all going to go out of business. So let's take a look at something. 2022 e-commerce. These are studies done on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
E-commerce accounted for approximately 10% of total U.S. CPG sales, which was up from 4 to 5% in 2019. So, COVID doubled it.
Yep.
But regardless of whose numbers you look at, the biggest number I can find is digital has 20%.
Yep.
And the Commerce Department says it's 10%.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where you look at. You're not going to find anything that says e-commerce is larger than 20% of all sales in CPG.
Now, regardless, online CPG sales have been rising, and they will continue to rise at about an 8.3% rate from now till 2027. But understand that's 8.3% of 10%.
Right, of course. Thank you for clarifying that. Yes.
Right. It's not 8%. It's not going to be 18% next year.
Right. It will go from 10 to 11% at most. Right.
86% of U.S. CPG dollars today involve omni-channel shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So what we mean by that is what's really happening in the digital world is we need to change our thinking from, oh, here's the brick and mortar business, here's my online business. And we need to change our thinking to, this is my business.
Yes. And understanding your category, understanding your customer, and understanding how they shop, and then understanding where the revenue is going to be coming in from your business.
So we need to think of online not as an alternative.
Mm-mm.
We need to think of it as one of our channels.
Right. If you're familiar with the brick and mortar space, right, now just think of it as another major retailer that you have to manage that relationship.
Correct. So when we think of all commodities volume, ACV, ACV being what percentage of America can reach me, then we have to say, okay, so 10 to 15%, whatever it is, want to buy from me on Amazon or on my website. I'm going to deal with them. I'm going to be present. I'm going to run it like it's a real piece of business. And that's my availability. But we have to keep in mind 80 to 90% of the business is still in the stores.
Yes.
But the store formats are changing.
Talk about that.
Well, first off, we have to look at digital is impacting different categories at different rates. Okay.
And by digital, you are talking specifically about digital commerce or digital media?
Online shopping.
Okay, just want to clarify for the audience.
So online purchases are affecting different silos of CPG differently.
Absolutely.
Okay. So as an example, when we look at clothing, Amazon is now the largest clothing retailer in the country. However, Amazon is the largest clothing retailer, but it's in value-based and mid-range. So it's having very little impact on the Nordstroms or the Neiman Marcus. Where it's having the impact is on the Targets, the Macy's, the Kohl's, the
J.C. Penney's, all
J.C.
those. Yeah.
Penney's.
Yeah.
That's where it's having the impact.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because as I do this research, this comes back to something we've been preaching for years. And that is, there's no life in the middle.
No, there is absolutely no life in the middle.
And this demonstrates how there's no life in the middle.
Yes. It's
because we're seeing that Walmart is doing great. And Walmart has found, so we'll look at these channels as one channel at a time. When we look at Walmart, Walmart is significant. Walmart is huge. Walmart is not going away. Amazon is never putting Walmart out of business. And Walmart has the everyday low price value statement. So they can compete with Amazon. And we have selection. We have Adams. You can come here and touch the clothing.
Right.
And you can try it on.
Which, again, is something that Amazon cannot compete with that experience.
Amazon has actually, is interesting. As I was doing the research, Amazon has made 3 attempts to run brick and mortar stores, and they've all failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only one that they're having any luck with is their acquisition of Whole Foods.
Yeah. I mean,
and it is struggling.
It's struggling hard. They were by my house. They were building one of those Amazon Fresh outlets right by my house. They built the building. It never opened.
Right.
Never opened.
Because here's what's happened. Amazon has done an amazing job of being a better digital retailer than even Walmart.
Yes.
But this gets back to staying in your lane and knowing what your gift is.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
Amazon has lost billions trying to figure out how to do brick and mortar and is now kind of figured out we don't know how to do brick and mortar.
And nor do they have to.
Meanwhile, Walmart is actually making inroads digitally.
They're working hard to make inroads. I'll tell you that.
Now, Walmart.com is not such a significant thing. And the reason is because Walmart.com was set up so that it was an alternative to Amazon.
Yeah,
it's not becoming an alternative to Amazon.
No, they were trying to directly compete with Amazon. They were trying to get into that market share, and it's just not possible.
But here's where Walmart has figured it out. What Walmart has figured out is we have 4,700 stores, and we can deliver things to you in an hour.
Yes, the Walmart Plus model is starting to get traction.
Correct.
Yes.
That's where Walmart is figuring it out, because Walmart now figures out, wait a minute, we have 4,700 distribution centers.
Right. So now we can do what Amazon has been successful doing, but now we can shorten that window even more, right? And they're doing a good job.
Right. That's their advantage now is
yes.
Because they're doing like 5 million deliveries a day.
Yeah.
And their whole thing is you can go to Amazon and order something today, and you might have it by 8 o'clock tonight.
Right. It's possible.
But you can go to Walmart and order some groceries and have it by noon.
Exactly.
You know, it'll be there in an hour.
And also, I'm glad you brought that up too, because it is also getting into that niche of grocery, right? Which again, Amazon they've tried with grocery. It's not going to work, but Walmart has that and they can own that space.
So we look at some of these retailers that have failed. You know, Bed Bath & Beyond, Macy's is struggling. J.C. Penney's, I don't know how they're staying in business.
I don't either.
But here's what makes them vulnerable. What makes the retailers vulnerable is if they are price sensitive. Again, it's trying to be at the bottom or trying to be in the middle. If they have high fixed cost.
Okay.
If they don't have any digital agility, and if the consumer behavior is shifting. But what's interesting is we're seeing an increase in traffic to the outdoor malls and the regional malls.
Yes.
Because young people are starting to find out that the malls was the third place.
Yes.
They're lacking a third place.
They're lacking community.
So when we say third place, you most people have three main places in their life: their home, their work or school,
Yep.
and then their third place. Well, third place at one point was the town square,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be the Cheers bar,
Right.
or it was the mall, or it's a park. But there's this third place where you have community, and it could be church. Church can be a third
Absolutely.
place.
Yes.
But people are finding that they're lacking the third place, and the third place has been replaced by Facebook and Instagram, and it's not very fulfilling.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, it's still that lack of true human connection, and I think they're starting to realize it.
Right. You're not having it. So when we look at these retailers, we'll start to walk through some of them. Forever 21. Kind of had a cool store,
Yeah.
good stuff. Filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March.
Mm-hmm.
They closed all 350 stores, and they claim that their biggest damage has come from Shine and Temu.
Well, I mean, because they were fighting on price.
Joann Fabrics filed for Chapter 11, January 2025. They've already closed 500 of their 800 locations, and they're in liquidation right now. Rite Aid. Now, Rite Aid, we've dealt with Rite Aid for years, and Rite Aid's already had 2 bankruptcies.
Yeah.
They're now in their second bankruptcy. They just filed their second bankruptcy, and they're in liquidation of roughly 1,184 locations. Ready for this? They're going to end up with 56 operating stores.
What's the point?
Which doesn't even make Rite Aid worth considering anymore.
Right. What's the point?
Party City.
I remember Party City.
Remember how big they were?
Yeah.
700 stores. Gone. Big Lots.
Oh, Big Lots. They had a lot of market share.
Big Lots had a great market share because what Big Lots did, and we used to liquidate stuff in Big Lots. Because Big Lots, if you're a manufacturer and you ran too much face cream or you had some product that was getting close to being date coded, you would discount it out to Big Lots. Big Lots would put it out on the floor, for 75% off, and they would liquidate the inventory. The problem now is I can liquidate my dated inventory or my over inventory myself on Amazon.
Yep.
So I don't need to give it away to Big Lots.
Yep.
Macy's is closing 66 locations right now. And they've got plans to shut another 150 by 2026.
Wow.
Kohl's, 27 underperforming shops across 14 states. Kroger, who we deal with very much, Kroger's closing 60 underperforming stores, but keep in mind Kroger's opening 45 new stores a year. This is interesting. At the San Francisco Center Mall, Zara closed its 2-story space, reopening elsewhere in 2026 with additional exits from Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, Steve Madden, Oak and Fort, AG Jeans, Milk Tea Nectar, and several others that have all just left the mall.
Wow.
Now, let's discuss why some of this is happening. A lot of people are thinking this is happening because of digital impact on these stores. This is not all from digital impact. This is actually, if you've ever heard this term, these are going to become what are called food and or pharmacy deserts. And have you heard that term,
I've
Justin?
heard that term. Yes.
Okay, a pharmacy or a food desert is an area of the United States where there are no retailers.
Right.
This is what is happening. So when we look at these retailers, notice this is in San Francisco, where it's legal to shoplift $1,000.
Right. I was going to say the crime.
So you can take up to $1,000 and you get a traffic ticket.
Right.
if you get caught.
If you get caught.
Right. So it's literally a parking ticket.
Right.
So what these retailers are finding is they're closing all the stores in the cities and the states where crime doesn't get prosecuted.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't make money.
And it's very hard. It's hard to argue it.
Yeah.
Yes, these are going to create underserved communities. But the problem is retailers are not in business as a charity.
No.
They have to make a profit.
Right.
So these stores are finding out that their theft rates, so they have a combination. It's a combination of theft rates, scam rates, and no one wants to work their rates.
Well, of course. Why would you?
Right, because I don't want to work in the bad neighborhood. I don't want to work in the store that has all the violence or all the stealing.
Right.
So these stores are getting shut down. So when we look at, I'm going to talk about CVS and Walgreens. CVS and Walgreens are shutting down hundreds of stores. Now, there's two reasons these stores are shutting down. One of the reasons these stores are shutting down is the theft is so bad we can't keep them open. The second reason is when you look at pharmacies make money on the pharmacy counter and they make money in the front of store. Some locations really kill it with the front of store. Other locations, the majority of their income came from the pharmacy. Okay, again, these tend to be the lower income, underserved communities.
Right.
But what has happened in this stuff, Justin, is in the world of drugs, there's these intermediaries called PBMs that are now in the middle of the drug world.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, they bring no value to it, but they've put another cost layer into this.
Yeah. Isn't that what Mark Cuban's company was supposed to kind of cut through?
That's kind of what the idea
thought.
is. So the problem is that your retail pharmacies today are struggling to make very much money on drugs. So what I do want you to know is when you go to Walgreens, you go to Kroger, and they tell you you've got a $75 copay, whatever the case is, the pharmacy's not getting rich on you.
No.
So in the pharmacies at the pharmacies that have been historically relying on pharmaceutical sales to keep the doors open, they're ending up getting closed now because there's not enough margin in the pharmacies.
Yep.
To add to that, there's now a trend in consumer behavior that is consumers are now finding it more convenient to move their pharmaceuticals to where they grocery shop. So there's an increase in people moving their prescriptions to Kroger, to Publix, to Walmart, even Costco. And these grocery chains tend to have lower deductibles.
We get ours at Meijer for the exact same reason.
Because they sell the drugs cheaper.
Yep. Because
now,
it's not their profit center.
Right. They can sell the drugs cheaper because they've got another 140,000 items to sell you.
Yes.
Not just OTC and greeting cards and hair products.
Right.
So they have a lot more, or a better way to put it is the average consumer's basket value is much bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't tend to run into Kroger just to pick up the prescription.
No.
I normally grocery shop on Friday. My prescription will be ready Thursday. I'll go there Friday. I'll get my script and I'll do my grocery shopping.
I'm doing it today after work. I got to pick up a script for my wife. So I'm like, great, but I got a few grocery things on the list I was saving because I knew I was going to have to do this. So
Yep.
Do it all at once. Exactly.
So you walk out with you hit the store and you grab a shopping cart.
Yes.
You don't grab a shopping cart when you go to Walgreens.
No. Mostly don't grab anything.
Right. Whatever you get at Walgreens, you just carry to the counter.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't do that at Meijer or Kroger.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this behavior where people are shifting their behavior over to it. So one of the things we have to look at is the stores, the stores that are going to survive. Walgreens is going to survive. CVS is going to survive. Target will survive. Walmart is going to survive. Rite Aid, we're not going to worry about. The premium stores are actually, for the most part, doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And the specialties are doing well if they're not commoditized.
Expand on that.
So, staples,
Yeah.
pencils, pads of paper
Right.
are commodities.
Absolutely.
Sticky notes are commodities.
Right.
Envelopes are commodities.
Yep.
Which means my office will just go online and order cases of pencils and pens and whatever else everybody who works here says we're short on,
Mm-hmm.
and have them delivered.
Yep.
Okay? That's a commodity. Home Depot is not a commodity because I want to go look at all the light fixtures.
Right.
I want to look at the faucets.
Mm-hmm.
I want to touch them. I want to open the doors on all the refrigerators and see how they feel.
Yep.
So the non-commoditized retailers are doing well,
Mm-hmm.
but the commoditized retailers are in trouble.
Yep.
And this is why, and I'm going to give you the biggest commoditized category, books.
Mm. Oh, yeah. I honestly can't think of an actual bookstore in my
Barnes
area.
and Noble still has one on Haggerty and 6.
Oh, that's still over there by the college?
Yes.
Okay.
So Haggerty and 6 is still there. And I'm surprised it's still there, but if you do go in it, it's bookworms, and which is cool because I'm kind of a bookworm, but
Yeah.
Probably the busiest place in the store is the coffee shop.
Mm.
Because people literally go there and sit in the coffee shop and read.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for the most part, the book retail industry's been wiped out.
Yeah. That was Amazon's first attack.
Hobby products are difficult. They're commoditized. Crafting is somewhat commoditized. Office supplies are commoditized. This gets back to something that we have been saying for years, Justin, which is, what do we tell people? Don't be a commodity.
Don't. No. You have to have unique value. You have to be creating unique value.
Now, the other retailers, I'm going to tell you the other way that retailers are going to survive, and these retailers are going to survive because they're going to learn how to omni-channel their business. Like I said, Walmart's doing a great job now, where Walmart will deliver to you in, practically 30 minutes. Walmart will have something over to you.
Right.
And that's being expanded now because of AI, where not only can they process the order with fewer humans and process the order faster, but Walmart is now using AI devices to go deliver the products.
I've heard they started testing that.
Yeah, so Walmart has it's a 6-wheel cart that looks like a large kid's wagon,
Mm-hmm.
but it's much taller and it locks.
Mm.
And it goes to your house. It leaves the Walmart store and goes to your house by itself. And they text you a code, and you type in your code, which opens the door on the wagon, and you take your stuff out.
That's wild.
And then the electric AI-driven GPS-led wagon goes back to Walmart.
That's wild.
And by the way, it drives on sidewalks.
Right. I assumed that. Yeah. I assumed that.
Yep. Have you seen the AI GPS wheelchairs in the airport yet?
Yes, I have seen those. Yes.
So think about all the people who work at the airport, and their whole job is they push people to the gates on wheelchairs.
Anymore.
Now you've got automated wheelchairs where you can get in the wheelchair when you come in, and it takes you to your gate with no gate agent.
Yeah.
It's the same technology.
Yeah.
So the Walmart employee puts it in the box, texts you a code. The little 6-wheel cart comes to your door. You get a text saying the cart's here. Go outside, punch in your code, take your groceries, take whatever it is you want, and the cart goes home. They're also experimenting doing airdrops with drones.
Yep.
And Amazon's doing some drone experimenting right now too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So the drone drop's been a little interesting because, like on Amazon, they're requiring you to go outside and throw a target on the ground.
Sorry.
You kind of get this. You get this vinyl blanket that has a target, and you go outside and you toss it on the ground, and the drone lands on the target and drops your products and then flies away.
Yeah, that seems less convenient for me as a consumer.
Yeah, the only thing. So here's the thing: the only thing that is blocking these technologies from being everywhere is governmental units haven't caught up to it yet. This is the reason. This is the reason we don't have fully autonomous taxis everywhere in the country right now.
Yeah.
So you only see them experimenting. Like we've got the Waymo ones running around here in Detroit.
Yeah.
So, and even in the Waymo cabs, even though they're fully autonomous, there's an employee sitting in it.
Yeah.
Because the state traffic laws haven't caught up to legalizing unmanned cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So government needs to catch up to the tech.
Yeah.
Which will happen.
It will happen. But that's...
Government's always behind.
Government's always behind. That's just historically how it works. It's just now, as we talked about, even in our last show that we recorded, technology is moving at such a rate that it is inconceivable for government to keep up. It's not possible.
Yeah, so when I'm getting back to these stores here, just looking at my list here. Rite Aid's going to be gone. I'm looking at some of my notes. Walgreens is actually saying the stores they're closing are the stores that have the weak front of store sales.
Mm-hmm.
The stores that are going to do the best when we look at pharmacy, and this is becoming a tendency. So let's think about this for a minute. When we look at Kroger, CVS, Walgreens, Best Buy,
mm-hmm.
the stores that are really doing the best are the stores that have figured out how to have unique products, mm-hmm. not just commodity, but they're blending services with retail.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, another, again, niche example, right? And this is more of my interest, is the PGA store, right? So it's not just a place where you buy golf clubs anymore or clothes. They have entire simulators. They offer training and coaching and a club you can sign up for, right? So it is. So you don't just have people going in and out of there when they want to buy some golf shoes or some golf balls or anything like that. It is a literal experience, and that's how they're doing it.
So you go to the pharmacy now and you have little clinics,
mm-hmm.
or you go to Kroger and you have, or Kroger's got little clinics, CVS has minute clinics.
Right. Same concept.
You have services in the store. You go to Best Buy and you have Geek Squad.
Right.
Geek Squad, it's predicted Geek Squad is literally what's keeping Best Buy alive.
I believe that. I absolutely believe that.
Because everything that's in Best Buy is commoditized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Apple stores. Now, if you go to an Apple store, it's always packed, but half of the people in there are needing advice and service.
Right. Right.
So, and they've upgraded the level of sales skills. So now it's not go in here and figure out which TV I want.
Mm-hmm.
Best Buy has people standing by who will give you a complete tutorial on televisions.
Yeah.
Apple's, their people are highly trained on how all the Apple devices work and can give you complete demos on everything and help you determine which Apple product is the right product for you.
Yeah.
So it's this big blend of blending online, brick and mortar, home delivery, and services, and uncommoditizing, which is making retail work.
Well, and it's funny that you bring this up, because this is also something else when we talk about on the brand side, the product side, when we're working with our clients. This is always a conversation that we're having with them too, which is you need to think beyond your product and what it does and you need to expand to what is the experience that you want your brand to have with the customer. What is it about your product and your brand, again, experientially, right? Do you want to, as a pillar of your brand is being this health, advocate and mentor. So therefore it's not that they bought your item, but now you're doing webinars or you're doing, these email drips and all these different things that say, hey, you didn't just buy a thing from me. We didn't just make a transaction. We're actually creating an entire experience for you, which then is where your exponential value comes from. Because as a product, you can't just rely on the fact that you will have innovative technology that is not seen in the marketplace. Some people do, but it's not the norm. So you have to think beyond that to say, how else can I create that unique value? And that comes down to the experience. And that's what the retailers are doing. They're creating a new experience.
Now let's talk about the CPG categories. I was saying how some categories do better in brick and mortar than others.
Yep.
So who's the big winner in brick and mortar? Okay, big winner in brick and mortar, number one, alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages.
Yep.
You like selection, you want to see it, but it's bulky and heavy.
Right. So, hey, delivery is expensive for one thing.
So when we look at alcohol sales are still 90% plus brick and mortar.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, fresh foods and perishables.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because even though you can get your produce delivered to you in an hour, you want to pick your own produce.
Yeah, I don't want anyone picking out my avocados. I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't.
Because they're not all the same, are they?
Exactly. You can't just pick up 3 and say, here you go. Plus, I don't know how I'm going to use them. I may have a plan for the week, so I need to have some that aren't ripe, and maybe one that I'm going to do that. Don't touch
So you're not going to trust somebody to say, I need 4 tomatoes.
No.
Because what if they get you the mushy ones?
Exactly.
Beauty and personal care. Beauty and personal care are still 85 to 90% offline.
I believe that. I mean, have you ever gone to Sephora with your daughter or your wife?
Oh, absolutely.
Or Ulta, right? I have.
Right, and they don't. It's not just pick up a product. It's a hunting trip.
Exactly. That's why they those stores have essential beauticians in there to help ask questions and go through. So that's not something unless it literally is just a repeat purchase. But even then, most women are like, but maybe I'll want to see something else. And
well, what's driving it is women want to test, sample, and shade match.
See? Exactly.
Hair color, concealers, eye color.
Right.
So another category that's doing very well is household essentials, cleaning, paper towel, toilet, laundry detergent, still heavily bought in store. Although subscription delivery is starting to cut into it.
Right. That feels like one of those things. I mean, again, other than, well, we talk about this a lot too in other categories where I would feel that possibly, especially in this one, scent is a big thing, right? So I want to go, what's the latest scent of the Unstoppables that might be there? So I could see that.
Now, the number 5 best category, OTC health and first aid.
Okay, yep. Well, that's always been big because it's literal first aid, right? I need it now.
So that's doing well, but the dark area in OTC first aid is supplements.
Oh, yeah. We've been talking about this for years.
Supplements are stronger, and supplements can be as high as 40% online.
Yeah, so the pricing advantage that can happen from a consumer standpoint. But also we've talked about this, right? Like, especially if you're truly in that supplement space as a consumer, retailers don't carry what you want. They don't.
Now, here's the categories that online's winning.
Okay.
And I was surprised by a couple of these. Number 1 category that online is winning, pet care.
Pet care. Interesting.
Yep. Chewy and Amazon.
Interesting.
So they are just winning the dog food and the pet care category. Now, you guys have, your dog's like child. Where do you guys buy your stuff? You guys make a lot of stuff.
We do make a lot of stuff for our dogs. But no, I mean, I align with that because if I'm buying, let's say there's some treats or something like that we don't make, I'm buying them online. And I think it comes down to the fact that, there's not an experiential element to it if you're shopping for your dog, especially on the food side, because it's not like you're going to open and smell the food or taste
Right.
it, right?
And the dog's not walking around looking for a new treat.
Exactly. So there's no reason to. If it's a new toy, then potentially, but you already kind of know if you're a dog person like me, you already kind of know like type of toy your dog wants. You're not going to do that. So the only time that it's like experientially, do I want to make sure I'm there is one, if it's a first aid item. I've had those scenarios where it's a first aid situation, or if we're buying a new harness or something like that, and I want to make sure it fits the dog, so I'll take them there so we can try it on. But that's it.
Infant formula and diapers are going heavy digital. And that one surprised me a little bit. And then when I drilled into it, I get the reason, because they're going subscription.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because they're predictable usage.
Right.
So you can literally go to Amazon and say, send me this many diapers every 2 weeks.
Right. And then you get a discount for it.
Toys are going heavy online.
That's been happening for a long time, though. I mean, Toys R Us went out of business years ago.
Yeah, Toys R Us. Shelf-stable snacks and pantry staples are going more online.
Is that because online you can probably do more bulk shopping?
It gets back to easy to ship.
Right.
Don't have to worry about freshness.
Right.
And bigger selection.
That makes a lot of sense.
Let's say, I want to find the Lay's Bolognese flavored potato chips.
Right. Right.
Well, nobody carries Bolognese potato chips at retail, but you can get them on Amazon.
I'd say that was oddly specific.
Wasn't it? Well, I have to admit, I was exposed to Lay's Bolognese flavored potato chips in France.
Oh.
And I'm like, damn, these French, they've got Bolognese potato chips.
Damn the French.
I know, because I didn't want to admit that France had something I liked. Now, category-wise, here's where brick and mortar is never going to get beat. High-frequency impulse.
Of course.
Sensory experience need.
Yep.
Bulk large products. And regulatory or immediate need.
Mm-hmm.
I cut my hand, I need a bandage.
Right.
My psoriasis kicked up, I need something to put on it.
Right. I'm not even waiting an hour.
Correct. Because I'm actually going to go to the drugstore and look at the 8 solutions they have and decide which one I want, unless I've been hit with an ad that has convinced me to go buy it.
Right.
So this is how you want to turn your business. When we're talking about this, just pay attention to what category you're in, and that will help you determine, how the future is going to shake out. And this is probably how the world's going to look over the next 5 years. It still amounts to this. No matter how big your Amazon business is, brick and mortar is the exponential engine behind the growth of your business.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why when Amazon businesses come to us, or online businesses, either way, digital sales companies.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the other category that I wanted to tell you that is doing extremely well in digital is anything that's attached to a specialized diet.
Okay.
Or to high niche value products. So $150 a month vitamins, or my low carb diet supplement, or that kind of stuff. That's really, the digital world is really grabbing a hold of those categories.
Yep.
So, but even when we think about that, let's touch there for a minute. Even you and I are working on a supplement line right now that's going to be $180 a month.
Yes.
It's going to be a digital sale, but we're still going to cross it over into the traditional world to sell it.
Yes. 100%.
We're still going to put it on TV and radio to drive it, because the traditional way of retail is still the way to drive the digital sales.
Yes. Yes.
So at any rate, these are the way the retail is going to fall in line. When you're thinking about your Amazon business, if let's say you have an Amazon only business right now, and you're thinking it's time to go to brick and mortar, you need to think exponentially, not linear. Linear.
There you go.
I got it. And the reason I'm saying that is if you're a $5 million brand in Amazon, then you should be a $25 million brick and mortar brand in 36 months.
Yes, easily, if you do it right.
If it's done right. And that's not counting growth. That's just counting transfer.
That is literal just transfer. The more doors you're getting into, the more availability that you have, the more that you're gaining. And that 25 million isn't even counting the growth that you would see in your digital business because all the lifting tide lifts all boats.
Yeah. So basically what we're saying there is if your category is somewhere between 10 and 20% online, if your category is 20% online, then getting complete physical distribution is a 5 times growth engine.
Yes.
If your category is 10% online, it's a 10x
Yes.
growth proposition.
Yes.
And this is even in light of the experts predict that about 47,000 retail stores will close in the next 5 years.
Yep.
But a lot of them are independent. A lot of them are these commodity chains.
Yes. They don't impact what we constantly talk about, which is truly that 70% ACV that really matters, right? It's really
Right.
not impacting that.
And by the way, when we were talking about specialty stores, I know I'm jumping around here, Tractor Supply,
Mm.
they've got almost 3,000 stores and they plan on opening like 600 stores a year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're never going to slow down.
Okay, so why do they survive? Because they have specialty items you can't find elsewhere,
Mhm.
and they have people and services in place that help you use those products.
Yeah. They also serve in markets where they have almost a monopoly because there's not a lot out there for them. Which
Yeah,
is
and
great.
when I had my horses, I would go to Tractor Supply and I would leave with an entire pickup truck full of hay.
Exactly.
I mean, try going to Amazon for hay bales.
Right. It's not going to happen. Try to go to Home Depot for that many. It's not going to happen.
Right. So you can go there and get a truckload of straw, a truckload of hay bales, a truckload of horse feed. I mean,
Right.
but they also sell all kinds of other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't be afraid of the specialties.
No.
Don't be afraid of pharmacy. Don't be afraid of the big retail. The C store category is safe.
Always. Always going to be safe.
People are still going to be stopping in and grabbing an energy drink
Yes.
and a ho ho or Twinkie or whatever the case
Whatever
is.
it
That's
is.
not going away.
No.
Just be willing to adjust your product to fit, and also look at these channels and look at your product mix and figure out what do I need to change in my product mix to fit these. So do I need to have a single serving for the C stores? Do I need to have a lower priced model for the Walmart market?
And this
Do
gets
I need to
back
come up
to
with a club store
right.
configuration for Costco?
And this is what we did. If you haven't listened to the show that we did on retail go-to-market strategy, listen to that because that's exactly what Mark's talking about. What is going to happen is your retail channel strategy now becomes more complex than I think it used to be, but it does not change the value of retail. It does not change the opportunity of retail in any way, shape, or form, and it should not change the mindset that Mark's talking about when you approach retail, which is you have to approach it with an exponential mindset because it is exponential growth if you do.
Yep. And again, keep in mind what we said. Food, when we're talking about food and beverage, 94.5% of sales are still in store. Health and beauty, 82% of sales are still in store.
Mm-hmm.
Household items, 82% are still in store. So, I mean, there's tons of safe space, and that safe space is going to be there for a long time.
Yeah.
How about, do you buy a lot of groceries online?
No.
We don't either.
No.
Because we like just looking and picking and
Right.
seeing.
Yeah, and to your point, I may buy some of the, we'll call them snack foods, some buying protein bars or something like that. I buy them online.
And it's because it's a high-end product that is a niche that you want.
Exactly. So that I buy that. But grocery? No. I don't buy anything online. Only in store.
Because it's grocery shopping is still a sensory experience.
Yes, it is. Because I also, I mean, I will go in there with my list, but it's also about discovery. Most of the time when I'm going through, I'm looking, I still want to do some discovery work while I'm in there. Maybe I'll find something else. So,
How much clothing do you buy online?
a lot. Yeah.
You do buy a lot.
I do buy a lot of clothing online. Yeah. I would say most of the clothing, unless it's something that's more specialty. So what I mean by that, right? Like I'm not buying my suit online.
Right. You're not going to go buy a new suit at Amazon.
No, not doing that. Right. But, if it's a t-shirt, some jeans, I know my size, I know the brand, I'll buy them online.
Right. But you're already loyal to the brand and you know how it fits.
Exactly. Yep. Now I know my wife, man, it comes back to what you're saying earlier. As soon as Amazon came out with try it, and if it doesn't work, send it back, and if it is actually super easy, I mean, all the time. I think every day there's an Amazon package with some random thing, and I'm like, what is going on here, lady? Oh, this one didn't fit. That's fine. I'll just send it back.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I think, really changed the game when it came to fashion online. And to your point, it's more of the low-cost stuff, right? She's not doing that if she's buying a new dress for a wedding. She's not doing that.
Yeah, and you're not going to go pick out a Louis Vuitton bag at Amazon.
No, it's not happening.
I'll tell you where I find myself shopping online is I go to Dick's Sporting Goods, I find a pair of shoes, and they don't have that size.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in many cases, I'll just buy it right there and tell them to ship it to my house.
Yeah.
I don't even go to Amazon. I'll just buy it at the Dick's Sporting Goods and ship it to me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm going with this about the retailers that are learning how to omni-channel.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Because the weakness for retail, the advantage retail has is retail can let you touch, see, feel, hold.
Mm-hmm.
The disadvantage retail has is they're limited by how much space they have in a given building.
Right. Selection and convenience to some degree.
So the ones that learn how to showroom everything,
mm-hmm.
but can ship you the backup,
yep.
are the ones that are winning. And I've seen that a lot with my wife now, we very much have been at a department store and tried on an outfit, and this is a size 4. I think it should be a size 6 for me. Great, we can have it to you on Tuesday.
Right.
But she already had the try-on experience and felt the material and saw what it looked like, and it's just not exactly the right size. But we'll get it to you in a couple of days.
Yep.
She seems to be very comfortable with that.
Yep. Yep.
And again, those are the retailers that are figuring out how to do a blend of digital shipping and retail all at the same time. Showrooming, by the way, besides for Geek Squad, showrooming is the other reason that they still think that Best Buy is surviving. Because they have showrooming capabilities.
Yes, they've always had that. Had that.
But without Geek Squad, they'd be in trouble.
I believe that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Geek Squad is actually worth more than the chain.
That's incredible.
Can you imagine that? The service department is actually worth more than the entire retail chain now, as far as what the company's worth.
That's wild. That's wild.
Well, the thing about Geek Squad's done actually a pretty good job. They've actually branded computer service.
Oh yeah. No, they did amazing work, and of course, like to your point, right? When you're talking about that space, especially in the computer service part, most of the market, from a size perspective, doesn't have a Mac, so I don't even need to compete with Apple Store because most of the market still doesn't have one. So I'm still taking over 80% of the home computer market. So I've got plenty to play with, and it's a different experience.
Well, anyways, I hope this was helpful for people.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like
I
you
hope
said,
I hope it takes some of the fears away that people might have that brick and mortar is going away.
and that was what I was going to say. I think this is great for people to understand that the brick and mortar retail landscape is changing. Like every landscape is changing, but it is still extremely solid. It is still going to be the space for exponential growth. It's still going to be in most categories the space where most consumers are buying. So and to give you comfort that retailers are absolutely changing and innovating so that they can still continue to have that foothold in customers' journey, so that they can continue to support their business. So it is still going to be the space for you to grow. It's still the space to target in most categories. So don't worry if you're not in it yet. It's still the place to go. And if you're in it and you're seeing all the chaos and you're wondering, what do I do now? My business is relying on retail, and is it going to go away? It's not going anywhere. It's not.
All right, folks. Well, as always, if you like today's show, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. If you're not subscribed, hit the little subscribe button. And other than that, any last thoughts, Justin, before we sign off?
No. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.
All right, folks. We'll see you on the next episode of CPG Insiders. If you're looking to greatly increase sales on your CPG product, don't hesitate to contact us at Jekyll and Hyde Advertising and Marketing. By the way, the only advertising agency with a guaranteed result. Just go to jekyllhydeagency.com or feel free to give us a call at 800-500-4210.